What is going on, my Knuckles fam? Welcome back to another edition of Nani episode we discuss anime and we're currently watching. We're behind, like I said. I try my best to get these videos out. Sometimes life gets in the way and the streaming gets in the way and all that other type of stuff right there. So I mean, like I said, it's better late than never, but I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. Well, probably my standard, 8-minute, but still, try to rush it in because, like, the basic stuff happened in Oshi No Ko, but I didn't even see what episode we're talking about. So basically, we're talking about Oshi No Ko season 3, episode 6. Like I said, we're getting towards the end. After this episode, we have 4 episodes left. As I said, it's gonna be 4 episodes. It's gonna be 10 episodes. So I'm gonna go by from what the internet, I guess what the internet says at this point. Because like I said, internet is mainly right when it says the number of episodes of anime they're about to release right there. So basically, the beginning of this episode was kind of like predicting like what was gonna happen in Kana. They pretty much told him, like you want to keep your profile low. It turns out like you dating somebody because we see people on these talk shows, saying, hey, do you have a boyfriend, stuff like that. A lot of these films are saying no because it attracts too much negative attention. It's one of the rules about being a celebrity or being a person, a pop star. You don't want to say to them what's going on in your personal life right now because you never know how how certain medias will take that, right? You want to cover it up, but sometimes it can be. I think the one thing that's interesting is the fact that they said it could be people within your inner circle will kind of will leak certain informations out, and while they say that we see the one girl that kind of was with last week that's telling them oh, talk to the guy, he'll get you a show gang, stuff like that. We kind of see, her setting up Kana. Granted, we don't know, how close they were, but regardless, though, they were in the same circuit. She was at the bar, and, the guy was telling them, hey, we're heading back to the hotel. No, either Kana was telling the girl, or the director was telling the girl that, we're heading back to the hotel, not the hotel, the apartment, and, everybody left. Kind of, setting her up. So basically, I think we kind of agree that she was the one that they got a photographer to take the pictures, and that while I said she said everybody is saying it can be your inner circle. We do see like I said the girl smiling, looking at the picture, saying okay, it's about to be handled, right? And before that was kind of before it was all spread, Kana was already looking down regardless. Anyway, Kana was not in the best mood. And so as she's walking, we get, the director, not the director, the photographer saying, hey, I'm with this, blah, 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 agency right there. Were you sleeping with, the director? He came out from his apartment, he has a wife, it's just you and her. Did you him have a thing going on? Kana is just destroyed when she sees it's like her face and everything was just, it was bad, and it's a lot for a young girl to take in, without her saying anything, she just, ran off without even explaining anything right there. Now, I think no matter what she had done, it was not gonna look bad regardless, but maybe had she said something, that photographer would have twisted her words regardless though, but it was. I just feel as though Kana was just fighting a losing game regardless, and so like I said, she was struck. She was running away. All is going on to her head right now. What's going on? Is my career over? Or people think that myself because she starts hearing things. It's her thoughts. She thought she heard this person said, oh, she ain't shit. She's ruining the group right there. She starts hearing all these voices in her head, which she thinks what the people are saying, but that's what her head. That's what she's saying. And her group and everything was wondering yo, where's Kana? We haven't seen her in a while. Mam's trying to look for her, August looking for her, but now also this too, they did receive, I forgot her name, but she did receive the article saying that Kana is is with so and so, right? And it's interesting that she said we prey on young fragile kids. And like I said, when we have something like this happen, we eat this up. It adds it's juice, it's gossip. It's one thing we know about Hollywood. Hollywood loves gossip. No one cares what the truth of the life or entertainment. They love it. And like I said, so like what we see in the media and shit like that, like we know like how it evolved, how how it correlates to Oshi No Ko. So it's like the media and everything are loving it. Like I said, like these young kids, man, it's sorry, I'm going all over the place right now. Like when they have stories about these young kids, man, like I said, if the media eats it up right there, it's like it can either make a kid or break a kid. But most of the time, though, it breaks a kid. And we can say that, like I said, like I forgot how old they're like 17 or 18. I forgot how young these kids are, but like I said, regardless, so they're still kids. Like it's now maybe if you're like in your mid-20s, maybe you can handle it better, but like in your teenage years, yeah, that's gonna be very, very difficult. And so like I said, Kana, she's like on her deathbed right there. Like, what the hell do I do? Like, that's over for me. What's over for me? What do I do, Aqua? But this part I gotta give Kana so much respect for is that even though shit is looking bad for her, she's like, no, F this. I'm still gonna bounce back. I'm still going to kick ass. F all this. I don't need anybody right there. If you're gonna believe right there, then let them believe right there. I know who I am. I know what's true. I know what's not. I'm not gonna let this defeat me. And I gotta give credit to Kana for stepping up because, like I said, a lot of people would shit like this would break people. Like, in order to bounce or something like this, it's like you have to perform very well at this point. Like you have to. Anytime we have like some controversy, like I said, I'm not no expert on Hollywood shit like that, but it's like anytime you have a controversy, you have to bounce yourself like it never happened. Obviously it happened, but it's like you have to like bounce back even stronger. I just feel as though Kana is gonna do that after hearing all this shit, after all this bullshit that she's entangled with right now. I feel as though she is gonna bounce back and become strong. Now, granted, is the damage already done? I don't know. That's gonna be the question. Like, how is the group gonna look at this after this this incident? So we're gonna have to wait and see. But like I said, but I gotta give a shout out to Kana for not, breaking down and continuing to fight. Like I said, a lot of people would let them break them, but Kana is gonna fight. So shout out Kana for not giving up. Now, also, the last part of the episode right there, we see Akane go into the building where Aqua's father is at. Now, I said this in the last week. I feel as though Akane, I give her so much respect, but she's playing a dangerous game right now by investigating, Aqua's father, and she might end up dying. This might take her life. And while she finds the building, we see that somebody is watching her. Now, it looks like it's Aqua because with the hair and everything, with the hoodie on, but we're like, no, I don't see why Aqua would hide his face right now. I don't see why Aqua would have a tracker on Akane. So we don't know who it is, but we are only assuming that it's Aqua's father. So he is watching her every move right now, and that's why I feel as though like Akane is playing a very dangerous game. She has to be careful. Like I said, she can't be doing this by herself. Like, I feel as though she needs to work with Aqua, or needs to work with Ichigo, the manager. Like I said, he wants to stop Aqua's father. He wants to kill him. So I feel as though Akane cannot be doing this on her own right there. But I mean, listen, shout out her continue to fight for her man. But like I said, she's playing a dangerous game right now. Her being watched right now. Like we were like, oh man, it's not looking good. And people already said, oh, he doesn't know, does he? And I'm like, ah, shit, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me right there. But like I said, I'm already not looking like I'm loving this season. I really am, but I am so nervous. I am so nervous. But like I said before, I understand JJK is season 3 is doing well. Sentenced to be a Hero is doing extremely well. So for a new anime, that's doing well. Hell's Paradise, that's doing season 2. That's doing well. That's doing well as well. But I just feel as though Oshi No Ko deserves it's. I'm not saying it's the best anime out right now, but I just feel as though it deserves as much love. Maybe not to the extent of these other animes right there, but I feel as though Oshi No Ko for what they're going through this season right there. I just feel as though a lot of us should be watching it. It should be talking right there. And like I said, I understand it's not to the impact of a JJK or Hell's Paradise or Sentenced to be Here right there, even though that's a new anime. I just feel as though Oshi No Ko, what they're doing in season 3, the suspense, the drama, the how it correlates to the real world as well. I just feel as though Oshi No Ko deserves its love of like, one of the best animes in 2026 so far. So I just feel as though if you guys have not watched Oshi No Ko, like start watching season 1 because obviously that first episode was fantastic. The rest of the season was good. Season 2 was good. But season 3 right now, I feel as though it's the best season so far. So like I said, I feel as though y'all need to watch it before you like, well, it's never too late, but it's like, watch it so you're gonna avoid spoilers. So anyway, folks, as always, please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Comment section below. Please give the video a like as you always can. It helps the channel. Subscribe when part of this family. And be sure to follow my social media accounts in the description box below. And always remember what Chico said, everybody. There is no such thing as a life better than yours. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Well, I'm not saying good night in the morning, but take care.